Hey nerdy knitters, in this video we're looking at 12 yarn brands that are less than $10 US per skein. These are 100% wool yarns that you can buy at your local yarn shop, at big box stores, and online. It's a mixture of all of those three, so wherever you prefer to shop, I've got some budget yarns in mind for you. I've got some specific yarn recommendations, and I also have a few brand recommendations that have really good affordable lines within their categories of yarn. So let's get right to it. My first recommendation for a good quality wool yarn is Patons. You can find them in most big box stores, and you can find it online too. Their classic wool worsted is something I use a lot. This is one of my favorite yarns. When I'm working on my master knitter program, for the first 2 levels at least, I still have the 3rd one to go. For those 2, I use this a lot for a lot of my swatches. But they also have a DK Superwash, classic wool bulky, classic wool roving, and even a good sock yarn. So these you can find them. I find them at my local Michael's. I live in Canada, so my stores are a little different here, but I can find them at most of my regular craft stores, and it's a really nice product. The next yarn on my list is the Chic Sheep brand by Marley Bird from Red Heart. It's a 100% merino wool, and there are some awesome color choices. And this one you can also find online, but you can also find it in most big box stores since it's a Red Heart line. So wherever those yarns are sold, if your store, your local store, they don't have this specific one, but they carry other Red Heart yarns, then just make a request, see if they'll start ordering this. It's a really nice yarn. It's a wool yarn, and the colors are really, really fabulous. Third on my list is Lion brand. They've got a lot of different yarns that you can find in most big box stores, but they have one called Fisherman's Wool. It's 100% wool, and it's in a lot of neutral colors. It's slightly more expensive, but it's twice the size of each skein is twice the size as the other yarns in this list, so it's still really worth it to be on this list. Number 4 on my list is Cascade Yarns. You can find these at local yarn shops and online. This is really a good budget-friendly option. And the range comes in a variety of weights too, not just worsted weight, but you'll find fingering and sport weight too. And I know a lot of knitters who do the Master Knitter program use and recommend this yarn too for their swatching. Oh, and one last thing, the color choices. The original worsted Cascade 220 has 159 last time I counted. That's a lot of colors. Number 5 on my list is Bergere de France. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but it's a local one here. I'm in Canada, in Quebec, and we have some French yarns, which is really nice. So if you can find this line, it's really nice. I can find them in big box stores here, but you can find them online too. The yarn line is produced by the one woolen mill that's in France. You'll find lots of blends and acrylic choices, but their Merino 4 is a DK weight, and it's a really nice yarn. Number 6 on my list is Debbie Bliss. That's a classic brand that a lot of people know about. There are lots of beautiful yarns in this line, but we're talking about wool yarn today. So you want to look for their Rialto line. It's a 100% merino, and they have lace weight, 4-ply, DK, chunky, like it's a bunch of different weights, but really budget friendly. Number 7 on the list is Universal Yarn. I know you can buy this one online. I don't know if you can find it at a local yarn shop too, but they have so many beautiful colors in this line. For the wool yarn, look for the deluxe line. It's a 100% wool, and it comes in lots of weights, worsted, chunky. It also comes in superwash. So that's a really nice option. Like I said, all of these are around $10 or less per skein. Before I get to my last 5 recommendations, why don't you leave me a comment if you know of a yarn or a particular brand that has some really affordable 100% wool options. Let us know about it in the comments down below, and be sure to click the thumbs up button and subscribe if you like to get nerdy with your knitting. Okay, so now instead of particular yarns, let's look at some brands that are very affordable. The first one on my list is Drops Yarn. This is a European-based line. You can find it online and in local yarn shops. It has a lot of beautiful, beautiful yarns. I've picked some up here and there, and I've always been happy with them. They're very affordable, and for the 100% wool yarns, look at Drops Alaska, Baby Merino, Big Delight, Big Merino. There's more, but those are just some that are just wool yarns. Next on my list for affordable yarn brands is Knit Picks. That's a US-based company. Right here is one that I buy quite a lot. Their Wool of the Andes line is 100% wool. It's a bit scratchy, but I know when I finish my final garments, I put a little bit of conditioner in the water, and that really helps to soften them up. And you really can't beat the price. It's very affordable. The color lines are amazing. And I'll include one more tip in here. Knit Picks has these palettes with, at least for their palette line, which is fingering weight wool. But this is a good investment for whichever yarn line you might use. See if they have a palette that you can order. So next time you're ordering a sweater's quantity of yarn, you don't get a color that isn't quite what you expected. There's nothing more disappointing than that. Third on my list of brands is Berroco. They have some really great options. It's a US-based company, and they've got affordable choices too. And if you're looking for 100% wool, look at their Ultra Wool line. It comes in a variety of weights, DK, worsted, chunky. Fourth on our list of affordable options for yarn brands is Lana Grossa from an Italian-based company. This one's available online and probably in your local yarn shop too. There are lots of beautiful yarns, some of them not so affordable, some very affordable. And if you're looking for 100% wool, check out Cool Wool and Feltro. They have good options and a good range of colors for those. My fifth recommendation is Valley Yarns from Webb's. It's their store brand. They're based in Massachusetts. You can buy them online, or if you're local, you can shop right in their store. This whole line has a lot of great fiber blends, and they're very affordable. Look for their Valley Superwash. It comes in a variety of weights, and it's very soft. It's a 100% extra fine merino. You won't be disappointed in that one, and it's very, very budget friendly. If you know of another affordable yarn line or specific yarn, please leave a comment and tell us about it. And if you like to get nerdy with your knitting, click subscribe down below.